According to this, I'm live. I don't know how long this stream is going to last, folks, so bear with me. The power was out for a good part of the day. For some weird reason, it's not even windy. It's a little breezy, but it wasn't strong enough to blow over any trees, so I can't figure it out. Why the power was out. I was at work. I didn't even know. I just got home and I saw the light, the clock on the stove flashing. Wendy said, "Yeah, the power was out." So anyway, we have a beautiful day here on the Southern Gulf Islands. Current temperature is 22.4 degrees Celsius and 50% humidity, and the time is 4:30 p.m. Pacific time here on Salt Spring Island. So if you're in there, come on, join on in. There's an owl hanging out in the back here, a young owl, and it's just like constantly making noise. Like as soon as I got home from work, you can hear this thing, and in the morning you can hear this thing. So there's a baby owl in our forest, kind of screeching away. It goes, keeps doing that weird noise. And last night the parents were going crazy, doing their hoo-hoos, right? So anyway, I love owls. There's a lot of owls around here, and they eat a lot of rabbits and rats and stuff like that. So anyway, hope you guys are having good weather as well. I'm sure you are. Jason, I'm planting my Livistona cereus outside. Cool. Livistona cerebus. That's a nice one. We have Livistona chinensis. I did sow some Livistona australis and Livistona cerebus seeds, but I don't even know if they're up yet. I'm going to have to check. They were in a baggie. So somebody sent me some from somewhere. Few seeds, so I don't know. It might have been Tropical PDX that sent them to me from Oregon. So I'm gonna have to check them out and see if they've germinated. I think I had them in the bag with the tequila seeds. I might have actually thrown them in the garden. I do remember where I threw them though. How fast do they go? I don't know. I've never grown them before. I really don't know. But Livistona chinensis grows very slow here, and it is a true Zone 9 palm. Needs a sheltered location here. Livistona chinensis can be a long-term palm here, providing it's planted in the right growing location. So the two that Gerard Puri planted in Penny Farthing Drive on Granville Island in Vancouver in 1989 made it to 2009, never seeing any winter damage. And then they were actually removed by a gardener that took over for the other gardener in front of a building where they grew under a sheltered area. And he says, oh, they're going to get too big. They need to be removed or they're too big. So he removed them, which was crazy. They were beautiful palms. So anyway, Livistona grows slow here. Livistona chinensis. I'm not too sure about Cerebus australis. Maybe somebody else can give us the dirt on those. Anyway, nevertheless, they are very nice palm trees, and you will definitely have to protect it in the winter. You're going to have to put a box around it with some heat. You're going to have to use a thermocube and heat with that. Yeah, I wish I knew how fast they grew. I mean, Trachycarpus grow fast. The fastest, apparently, Trachycarpus is Trachycarpus nova. According to my friend who has some 20-footers in his garden, several 20-foot ones, 20-foot a trunk, and he says they grow really, really fast. So Trachycarpus nova, if you want a fast-growing Trachycarpus, go for the nova. So he gave me a seedling of Trachycarpus nova cross wagnerianus, which will prove to be pretty cool looking palm, I'm sure. He's got so many mature Trachycarpus wagnerianus palms in his garden. They self-seed profusely, Buddy Jeff. So he gave me a nice seedling, and I planted it in the garden. And they don't need any protection here, which is a nice thing. You can just let them grow like Trachycarpus fortunae. Also planted a Bulgarian. Yeah, I saw that in your picture. They're very nice palms. We have several in our garden that I grew from seed. I got the seed from Kirill probably more than 15 years ago. I'm going to say in the early 2000s. And the biggest one is, well, the bigger ones are taller than me now. And one of them is flowering, but it looks like it's a male. So one of them is flowering right now. And I do have, I sowed a lot of Bulgarian seeds. So we have a lot of Bulgarian palms kind of mixed in with our other palms in our garden. I mean, they don't really look much different. It's just that they get a little bit colder temperatures there. So it is a true Trachycarpus fortunae. Leaves can tend to be a little bit stiffer on the Bulgarians. But I find the one that's growing in the shade looks different. It's weird. But the one in the sun has got very stiff leaves on it. Very nice palms. I like all palms. You know what? And I do have a very special palm tree coming probably shortly. I don't know. I can't give you a time on it, but I do have a very special palm tree coming. And I do have the garden dug out for it. So I will make a video of this palm tree that I have coming when I plant it. How much trunk per year, Livistona? Oh, God. I don't think a lot. I mean, in this climate, they like the ones that were planted and grew for 20 years in Vancouver. I'm thinking they had I'm thinking 2 feet of trunk, something like that, about 2 feet of trunk on them. I'm guessing max 2 feet of trunk. I have photos of them. They were featured in HPI Hardy Palm International several times over the years, right? And I remember one time they were actually on the front cover of HPI when they were a lot smaller. And I planted some on Salt Spring. I mean, we have a small Livistone in our garden. We have a Livistone in a pot here. But I planted some in town in front of one of the shops, and they lasted for quite a few years until they had to do some renos. Hey, Palms USA, good to see you in there. Until they did renos, and then they ripped out the 2 Livistona that I had planted there, which is a shame. So I'd like to try Livistone in town somewhere. I mean, there's some really nice locations by the ocean and a nice overhang. You get a nice overhang of a building, close to the building, close to the ocean. It helps when you're growing Livistona this far north. But generally, they're a pretty slow grower anywhere here this far north. They do like a lot of heat units. But like I say, right now is nice. It's been a very dry spring, continuing to be dry. Current temperature, like I say, is 22.4 degrees Celsius with 50% humidity. Oh, cool. Yeah, Livistona cerebus. Yeah, I know they're very nice palm trees, and nobody really grows them up here. I don't know of anybody growing Livistona cerebus, and even Livistona chinensis. Yeah, in a sheltered spot, they're long term, but I still consider them an experimental palm tree for sure. I mean, they're nice. It's nice to have it in your collection if you like to collect different types of palm trees. Getting my second. You're going for it, eh? Right on. There you go, buddy. Well, let me know how it goes. Hello, Joe. How are you? How are you from downtown? Anonymous. Oh, you're from the downtown east side. Sweet. That's like where is east side? Is that like Hastings Street? I mean, I was born in Vancouver, but I moved away from Vancouver a long time ago. I was born in it's actually the Children's Hospital now. I was born in the Grace Hospital right on Oak Street, not very far from Van Dusen Gardens. And my dad was born in St. Paul. And I heard they're getting rid of St. Paul Hospital. So, but yeah. Oh, yes, Hastings. Okay, cool. Yeah, I've been down there many times. I know exactly where you are then. Hope all is well down there. Hope everybody's feeling okay. Nobody sick? Nobody sick from this flu-like stuff that's going around? Nobody sick over here from the flu-like stuff that's going around. I have to tell you that. Joining my live. Yeah, I wish I could. I don't know when your live streams are. I should actually get notifications because I do subscribe to your channel. But I am working all day, so it's kind of hard. I actually just got back from LA. I was out there for a day. Oh, cool. Nice. I love LA. LA is awesome. Lots of cool stuff grows in LA. Yeah, I haven't been there, like I say, since August 2008. We took the kids down to Disneyland. And then the time before that, we were in California, was early 2000. We took them to Crescent City. We drove down the Oregon coast into Crescent City, Northern Coastal. And then before that was December 1981. So December 1981, I went down there. I drove down with my buddy. I heard Cerebus is frost resistant. Yeah, but how much frost? I'm thinking Cerebus probably lower 20s. So I'm going to say maybe -5, maybe -5 degrees Celsius, maybe -6 degrees Celsius, something like that. So, and probably for short durations. So when you think of frost and in palm trees, the longer the duration of the frost and the freeze, the more detrimental it is to palms. Even the most cold hardy palms can succumb to cold weather. It just depends how long the freezes are, right? I know I've been growing palm trees outside for a long time, and I've seen hardy palms killed to the ground during a really bad freeze. Camarops humilis especially. I've seen them freeze right to the ground, 5.4 degrees Fahrenheit. So that was around -14.8 degrees Celsius frozen to the ground. Yeah, but the suckers would come back up. I was out there for allergy visit. I am part of a clinic out there. Visited Otis. Oh, cool. It is actually over one. Oh, nice. Is it a Washingtonia or is it a date palm? Hey, Space Banjo's in there. Glad you got the package from me. It's amazing how fast your prize package arrived because I only sent it basically last week or something. Hey, Mac Attack's in there too. I hear the dog barking. It's something. I don't know what it's barking at, but anyway, cool. Yeah, I'm glad you got it there, Benjamin. Palms, eucalyptus gunny eyes. There we got it. May live in BC in a sheltered spot. Yeah, you got to give it a try. Our one that we got cut down, our 40-footer, big trunk on it, is coming back now. It's starting to sprout back again. I see some sprouts coming back. And those big white gum we had, those 100-foot white gum we had cut down are sprouting back too, some of them. 2 of them now. Have you heard of Norfolk exotics? No, I have not. I have a Eucalyptus divaricata growing beside Home Hardware in town. I planted it about 20 years ago. I grew it from seed. And the divaricata are quite nice and pretty hardy. But you know what's hardier than a divaricata? I think archrai, Eucalyptus archrai alpine cider gum. It was planted in 1830s, 40s. Wow. 1914, Memorial Coliseum, Washington. Oh, Flipper, that's cool that they moved it and it's still doing okay. Right on. You got to like that. Very, very cool. The space, yes, I have seen some pictures of gunny eye here. Yeah, gunny eye are a good one. Hardier one is just as hardy as parvula. That's the one you want to try is Eucalyptus parvula. The most cold hardy eucalyptus is Eucalyptus debusavilli. Niphophila variant passiflora is good too. Passiflora is a good one. I grew those in zone 8A, 8B. And gunny eye froze to the ground. Mom and Dad's gunny eye I planted in a sheltered spot. This goes back into the 1980s. There's defoliated, but it actually, and I cut mine down. I should have left it after defoliation. They left hers. Mom always would leave things to the last minute. And in May, it started to regrow leaves again. And that's at a 5.4 degrees Fahrenheit freeze, right? 5.4 degrees. That's cold. I'm talking about the Miena variety. Yeah, well, you know what? Provenance makes a big difference, Space Banjo, when you're talking eucalyptus trees, too. It's where the seed's collected. So go to highest provenance possible. So if you go up into the mountains of Australia and you're at 500 foot or whatever, or 600 feet, and you see gunny eye, go a bit higher. Go another 500 feet and collect seeds from the ones up on top, and you're going to have a hardier tree. That's the way it works with eucalyptus trees. Palms USA's in there. 7A. Yeah, I don't know of any long-term eucalyptus trees in 7A in Canada. I really don't. There'll never be long-term in 7A in Canada. I don't know of any. They're going to freeze to the ground. I'd love to see somebody show me a long-term above ground that's never froze eucalyptus tree in zone 7A in Canada. I don't think it's possible, honestly. Ground in Alberta. No, they couldn't. The only place eucalyptus trees will survive in Canada long-term is on the Pacific coast of Canada. I don't even think they could survive long-term in Nova Scotia. Yeah, well, in the south it is. In the south it's different, yeah, for sure. But up this far north, no. And I've grown so many eucalyptus species over the years. I've been growing them for a long, long time. And I know the hardiness of the hardiest ones. And like I say, in the bad freeze back in the 80s, I guess it was 89, my eucalyptus debusavilli Niphophila made it through the freeze. Some little bit of leaf burn on it, not bad. I had it out of the wind, but gunny eye and mountain gums froze to the ground. Cinerea was absolutely useless. That one froze to the ground. Yeah, mine's borderline 7A, 7B. Which one is that one? Which one do you have? What eucalyptus species? At least southern magnolia monkey puzzle. Yeah, they can. I think monkey puzzle is not a problem in southern Nova Scotia and southern magnolia because they are actually hardier than eucalyptus. Monkey puzzle, and we have I got 3 coming up in the pots right now. They're about this big because I grow them from seed. And then we have, I'm just trying to think how many we have in our garden. 1, 2, 3, 4. We might have 5 monkey puzzles, I think, in our garden. I have to go count. Neglecta. Yeah, Neglecta is a good one too. And not as hardy as they say it is. I've seen them get damaged in a cold winter too, but they are definitely up in the hardiness, hardier eucalyptus trees. There's a mature grove of them near Ganges, our main town. As you drive up out of Ganges, they're probably, I shot a video about 40 feet tall. There used to be a big one at Grace Point. They cut that down. Stupid gardener. Can Tig Regia flowers. I'm not too sure. I've never even heard of them. I don't know what flowers those are. I don't know all my flowers. I mean, I'm decent with flowers, but I don't know all of them. Maybe even some hybrid camellias. Yeah, camellias. Some of the camellias are pretty hard. There's people that grow them in cooler regions, even in the southeast. I mean, we have a lot of camellias in our garden here. Like there's old camellia trees on Salt Spring Island that were planted back in the 1940s, and they're big. big trees, right? There was two growing in front of the pizza place, what is a pizza place now. And when they built the pizza place, they cut them down. And those ones were planted back in the 1940s. I got lots of videos of them here. They're freaking trees, absolutely beautiful camellias, and they cut them down to the ground. Isn't that sad? Just, it makes me sick that they got rid of them. It's just a real shame that they cut these beautiful trees down. People don't appreciate plants the way we do, right? And I was pretty upset when they did that. Nah, I don't know. Southern magnolia, no. I don't know if magnolia could survive in Alberta. I don't know, man. It does get pretty cold there. You'd have to look up. You know what? What you need to do is look up the most cold hardy magnolia, and then you'll be good to go, for sure. Southern magnolia are the least of the hardiest of the magnolias. We grow the big leaf magnolia. You might want to try. I don't know. Maybe it's hard enough for there. Who knows? It's got gigantic leaves on it, and it looks tropical. Magnolia macrophylla, right? It's a beautiful big leaf magnolia, and I think it's from China. I had a Officinalis, but it died in the summer. The summers are just too dry here for it, and it died. So the Magnolia macrophylla, good soil. We water it lots, and it's doing very, very well. And the flowers are big. They're big flowers on it, and they're fragrant. Kind of like Southern Magnolia. Where can I get hardy bamboo from? Oh, man, there's guys over here that sell lots of bamboo. The Bamboo Ranch, and then there's the plant farm that sells bamboo. Big leaf magnolia is native to north and south, upper south, and is zone 5. Is it? I thought it was from China. Magnolia macrophylla. Is actually a southeastern tree? Eh? Maybe I'm thinking of Siboldii. I'm gonna look that up. Let me look that up. Let me look that up, folks. Let's see where it's from. I don't know if you guys can still see me. Macrophylla. Where are they native to? I was always thinking China. You know that? Let me get back onto this live stream. I was always thinking China. Oh, umbrella Sciadipides. So Sciadipides are pretty hardy, and they're not actually even a true pine. I used to have one in my last garden when I lived on the mainland. It's probably pretty big. They're pretty slow growers. Big leaf magnolia cuttings could, if you have any cuttings. Yeah, no cuttings. You can't really do cuttings of bamboo. It's root stock, right? Yeah, I don't send any of that stuff through the mail. I just don't have time. The only thing I send through the mail are seeds and seedlings, right? I don't really get into shipping other plants because we're so busy here with the nursery. We have a palm nursery, and we have people coming through every week. So it's just, and I work full time. I work 5 days a week for the parks department. So I just don't have time to package stuff up. The only other thing I really ship are tikis. I ship tikis because that's my business, right? Any cuttings or flowers? Botanical Gardens has some awesome, Japanese umbrella pines are pretty awesome plants. I know of some big ones around. I might even have videos of them. Let's just see. Magnolia macrophylla. Where is it native to, folks? They are native to the southeast, eh? Native zone. Let's see. Okay. Magnolia macrophylla is native to southeastern United States and eastern Mexico. Okay, cool. So that's cool. So it is native to Mexico and the United States, which is really cool. Want to get some poker. Yeah, we got lots of red hot pokers here. We got some nice. I planted a bunch. I acquired a bunch more, so I planted a bunch more in the garden because we ripped out this big garden at the pool where we maintain, and I planted those pokers years ago, and they just threw them in the compost pile. So I brought tons of pokers home, like basically a truckload of pokers, and planted them on the south slope garden. Nyphophia. Yeah, I don't know what bamboo would be hardy there, Jason. I'm not too sure. You'd have to definitely look into that. I know Philostachys aureosilicata is pretty hardy. It's the second hardiest, I think, of all the really taller growing bamboo. We grow lots of that stuff here. Ours is tall. It's 25 feet tall. I don't know how many species of bamboo we have. We must have 25 species of bamboo on our property here. We have a lot of bamboo. My neighbor has a big clump of poker on. Yeah, I like them. I think they're cool poker plants. You know what? I think the hummingbirds like them too. Yeah. If it wasn't for my late bird, I'd get. Really? Yeah, I'm not getting it, Space Banjo. I won't be getting that. I mean, hummingbirds like them. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. What's the what place would ship to Alberta? I'm not too sure. You'd have to find something online in Canada because you really can't get it from the States. It's hard to get plants from the States unless they have a phytosanitary certificate. They're starting to get really sticky, me shipping plants to the States. Even my palms, I shipped them over to Palm Trees USA, and they took the palms out, which really sucks because they were bare root. I washed them off, and that doesn't seem fair to me. I mean, he should have got his palm trees. They made it to Benjamin, but he's in Canada, right? But, you know, it's funny. Most of the palms I ship actually go to the States, the seedlings, bare root seedlings. But anyway, Jason, you're going to have to go online and find out a place in Canada that ships to Alberta or ships throughout Canada. What you drinking? I'm drinking a Bone Island. Bone Island, it's pretty weak, actually. And Wendy's making pasta and some really nice salad. She went down to the Tuesday market and got a bunch of vegetables, right? She's got some beets, she got some carrots, bok choy, and some sprouts. So she made this awesome salad. And then she went to a pasta place in Gasoline Alley, and she got some nice pasta. So we're having pasta tonight, salad. The best part, if they flex and you can punch their arms. Yeah. Well, I will never get the vax, and I have nothing against people who get the vax. I mean, I have a lot of friends that got the vax, but I'm not getting it. I'm going to stay away because the survival rate of that is 99.7%. So to me, it's going to be just like the bad flu. Like most people, it usually wipes out really old crispies and people with weak immune systems. So I'll stay away from it, and because I don't even get the flu vax myself. I rarely, knock on wood, I rarely ever get sick, and there's been no signs of that on our island at all. Seriously, I'm not seeing it. I am not seeing it. I don't even want to really get into it, but I'm not seeing it since it started. And there's just way too many red flags 5-6 months into it. So I started doing some investigation. So I'm going to stay away from it. But I saw people lining up for it today at Art Spring. Please, guys, I wish. Yeah, exactly. There you go. At least you started it with an M. Good man, because you got to watch it. See, that's a red flag too when people ban you for saying stuff like that. There's too many red flags. So let's just talk about palms. No, I wouldn't either. You got both already. Yeah. I won't get it. I mean, honestly, you couldn't pay me enough to get it. Seriously. And I mean, and I have nothing, like I said, against people who do get it, because I have a lot of good friends that do have it. Plus, yeah, I know. I don't know, man. I don't think it's right. Kids getting that, you know. I only know like 3 people that have actually had that flu. About 3 people that have actually had the flu, and they're totally fine, right? So yeah, it kicked the crap out of them for about 4 or 5 days, but they are fine. And that was right at the beginning last year when it all kind of started, right? But since then, no. None of the vagrants have it in the park still. None of the vagrants that break all the rules every day, they don't have it. None of them have the jab. So I asked them again today, right? I asked them on a regular basis. None of them in Victoria, because I asked a street worker a nurse that works out on the street. She says none of them have it either. So see, to me, that's a red flag too. So I like to question things, and I like to investigate before I'm going to put something into my body. And so it ain't going into my body. You know what I mean? And like, I do live a pretty healthy lifestyle. I have a beer once in a while, but you know, I eat healthy. I take my vitamins every day. I take zinc. Zinc is good. I take vitamin D, vitamin A, vitamin C, CoQ10, vitamin B12, and then I have an isogenic shake every morning. Every morning I have an isogenic shake, and I work out 5 days a week. So, you know, if I'm going to get it, I'm going to get it. I'll take my chances. Yeah, I don't think it's good. 12 is way too young. 12 shouldn't be able to make the decision. You know what I mean? So, but if they want to make a decision of planting palm trees, that's okay. Yeah, so I'm probably not going to travel again if that's the case, right? So if they say, you're going to need it to travel, then I probably won't travel again. There is an amazing Japanese umbrella pine in the ground at the Montreal, yeah, I believe it. There's some big ones around in Vancouver too, but they take a long time to get big sciadipides. They're pretty cool plants. So I planted one. I planted one at my last location, probably around 1985. I'm guessing. I guess it was 85, and it was just a little plant I bought at the nursery. I planted a lot of stuff back then, and I'm sure it's a big plant now. Because when I moved here in the early '90s, it was it was getting up there. It was a nice sized plant. So hopefully the new people didn't cut it down. I also planted a really cool metasequoias. Metasequoia is the kind of like the Chinese redwood, right? Dawn redwood. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Mac attack. One kid in my class. Yeah, that's not good. No punching arms. No punching arms. Anyway, yeah, so and what else? Oh, another really cool tree you should try. Another really cool tree you should try is called Cunninghamiana. I think it's glauca. It's called a China fir. And a China fir looks similar to a monkey puzzle tree. And I should do another video on ours. We have a China fir. So many years ago, back in the 1980s, I planted one at my last location. And when people buy places, I mean, if they're into gardening, they love everything there. But if they're not into gardening, they cut stuff down because they don't know about it. But I had a nice China fir growing at my last place. So they're not an easy tree to find. So I planted a China fir here, and it's actually really growing good now. But I'm worried I planted it in the wrong spot because when it gets big, it's going to be casting shade on our needle palms. I saw a monkey puzzle tree. I saw a monkey puzzle tree a few. Did you see one? Where in a pot? Okay, cool. Cool. I love monkey puzzle trees. That's one of my favorite trees. And ever since I was a little kid, we'd be driving through Vancouver. And I remember distinctly these two monkey puzzle trees. And I believe they're still there on South Granville, just before the Vancouver Sun and Province Pacific Press building where they did the newspapers. There's this old mansion. And the monkey trees in front were probably about 75 feet tall, two of them. And I always point to them. And I'm talking, this is back in the 1960s. This is back in the late 1960s. And I'd say, the monkey trees. Every time we passed these monkey trees when we were heading to Horseshoe Bay Ferry to go to our cabin up on the Sunshine Coast. And next time I'm in Vancouver, I have to see if those big monkey trees are still there. I'm sure they were planted well over 100 years ago. Monkey tree, probably not. I mean, they can take some pretty good cold. I've heard of them growing up in the Okanagan, like a Soyuz. I've heard of monkey puzzle tree growing in a Soyuz. And a Soyuz, I think, maybe zone 7. I think it might be zone 7. 6B, 7, something like that. Maybe 7 by the lake. It's probably 7 by the lake. And that's where Wendy's aunt lives. Wendy's aunt actually lives in Oliver by the lake. So she might be able to get by with a monkey puzzle tree. They're really cool trees. The problem is people plant them in the middle of their lawn. And when you plant a monkey puzzle tree in the middle of your lawn, a lot of times they get these lower branches. So when you're mowing the lawn, you're going to get scraped up. Your arms are going to get scraped up. So people like to remove the lower branches, and that's a no-no. When you remove the lower branches of an Araucaria araucana, they seem to get some sort of bad infection or virus or disease that affects them. And after a while, they slowly start to turn brown and they die. So my advice to you is maybe don't plant them in the middle of your lawn where you're going to mow. Plant it off to the side, weed whack underneath it, and don't cut off the branches until they're brown dead. You know what I mean? But they are beautiful trees, native to Chile and Argentina. Often they call them a Chilean pine. And the female trees produce edible nuts, right? And I've told you guys this before. If you have a male nearby and the female's pollinated, the female tree will produce a few hundred, I believe, edible nuts. They're shaped like a torpedo, which reminds me I'm going to have to water mine. They're in small pots and I can't let them dry out. So this weekend, I think I'm going to transplant the monkey puzzle seedlings that I have. I'll go grab them. I'm going to go grab them. I'm going to show you what I've grown from seed. So the biggest one I've grown from seed is up there now. There's a guy on our island, Monkey Puzzle Man, I call him. His name's Jim. And he's got a forest of monkey puzzle trees, okay? He's been growing them since the 70s. I guess it's since the 70s. And he's got so many flipping monkey puzzle trees. So if you love monkey puzzle trees, you would love Jim's monkey puzzle tree collection. I'm seeing transplanting my yucca. Oh, I like yucca baccata. I need to get one of those. I used to sell them at the nursery years ago. Let me grab this. Hey, Wendy, where are you? We gotta water these babies here. Hang on, guys. Okay, guys. Hang in there, guys. I'm going to show you something. So these are locally grown. Sorry about you guys. I just had to go into the living room and grab these. I got these growing in a south-facing window. So these are, there's the smallest one. There's a little monkey puzzle tree. You see that? Little monkey puzzle. So you see how you sow the seeds, okay? So you sow the seeds. The seed's kind of like a torpedo. And you only push the seed in part way. You see that? You only push it in part way. And then the little monkey tree sprouts out of the bottom of the seed. Okay, so that's Araucaria americana. Okay, here's a little bit bigger one. So you can see this little monkey puzzle tree right there. There's a little baby monkey puzzle tree. The nursery down the road from us has tons of them. Palms USA, good to see you in there. So there's another little baby monkey puzzle tree right there. And that's how you sow the seeds. And then here's a little bit bigger monkey puzzle tree. So I'm going to have to take them out of these pots. What do you think of that? Aren't they cute? Aren't those cool little baby monkey puzzle trees? So when you sow the seed, you just push the tip of the seed in. It's like a little torpedo. And those seeds are actually edible if you're not going to grow them. So there you go. I don't know if you can grow them from cuttings, but hi, Dan the Clutchman. I got a Trachycarpus amare, the other palm. I'm not sure. Oh, cool. Oh, I wonder what it is. Now I'm curious, Dan. So this is Araucaria americana grown from seed, local seed. And he's given me seed before, and I've grown them before in the past. So they're really easy to grow from seed. Joe, do you have any Claria? Nope, don't know. I never heard of it. Don't know. Well, maybe we do. I mean, we got a lot of plants in our garden, but I don't. That name does not ring a bell. It doesn't ring a bell. But it sounds like a pretty cool plant. It definitely does. And it might grow here. It might grow. I was just looking at our loquat tree. Our loquat tree is huge. I just shot a video of it. It's getting really big. I planted it in the early 90s when it was kind of like a twig. It is a big tree now. Clayera. No, don't know it. Never heard of it. No, we have a jubea in our garden. We have a jubea I grew from seed. I grew it from seed. God, it's got to be over 15 years ago. It's I got the seed from Locarno, Switzerland. I'm getting something really cool, though. I got a nice palm tree coming. It was, like I said, it was a $450 to $500 palm tree, but I got it through a Palm Society guy. So, and he's a grower. There's a palm. I'm in the Palm Society, so I sometimes can get some pretty cool, weird plants and some good deals. So it's coming, hopefully soon. Thanks for joining us. Cool. I found bamboo fargesia. Cool. Well, hopefully that'll work. I think we grow that one in our garden too, Jason. I'm not a bamboo expert, but we have a lot of species of bamboo on our property. My other few palms looks like shape of an australis. Oh, you probably have Cordyline australis, Dan. I bet you that's what it is. So cabbage tree. Yeah, thanks for joining in the live stream, you guys. They're fun to do. And I mean, I did one on Wendy's the other day, and it was kind of lame. There wasn't really, I mean, it was maybe bad timing. I think everybody was maybe out playing in the garden. So could you give a hint? Well, the guy that got it for me said it's 8 feet tall. And it's a high elevation palm, okay? It's a high elevation palm. That's the only hint I can give you. But I have the hole dug. So when I plant it, when it comes, Wendy's going to do a live stream on Gulf Island Rock so you can see what it is. But that palm is definitely going to need some help. There's no way. I don't believe it's a long-term palm here, although it's been doing very well in Seattle. And there's been one in Victoria for a few years now going good. So, but I think when it gets really cold, it's going to need some help. Joe, the Home Depot in Long Beach, California had 3 foot. That's cheap, you see. Isn't that crazy? Oh man, that is so cheap. It's got shape of a yeah. It's a cordyline. It's not australis. Oh, maybe it's a yucca. Not nanoropes. No, I've grown nanoropes before. I grew nanoropes back in the 1980s. Got that imported from the Palm through the Palm Society from I think it was either Neon Palm Nursery or Jungle Music, Phil Bergman. And I planted it and it died the first winter. I put it right out in the open, didn't protect it. I should have. And it died. My Sereno repens died. My Nanoropes died. My Jubei I kept in a pot and I brought in and it survived. Glad I didn't plant it. That was another one I had and I did a stupid thing. So I had a Jubei growing here for a long time. This is before I shot YouTube videos. Then I moved it and then I moved it in the late fall. And then we had a really bad freeze and it killed it. It killed it out because I moved it and it was stressed. My bad. I was so stupid. Nope, not a sable palmetto. We have sable palmettos in the ground, small ones. 76 there. Okay, so it's about 70. Well, it's 22.4 here, 22.1 when I started. So it's probably 73. There's Wendy. Wendy, what's going on?
Out in the garden.
I was wondering where you were. Wendy was out in the garden. So anyway, I was telling him we're going to do a live stream when we get that new palm, but I'm not telling him what palm it is. It's a surprise. You'll have to stay tuned for the live stream. Wait, no, you said high elevation.
Weeks, right?
Yeah, it's high elevation. Yeah, it could be a couple weeks from now. It's a high elevation palm, and they are very expensive palms. So, but well, we'll see. It's pretty tropical looking, and well, hopefully it'll do well. You know what I'm going to do? I will probably have to cheat with it. Oh boy, yeah, that's a good guess there. I'm not going to say no more. Anyway, I will hang some Christmas lights on it if it gets ugly, just because it's a pretty big palm. So, Christmas lights seem to work. You get the C9s. I have C9s, lots of C9s. I can just hang them off of it. My older brother and his wife and dog from Alberta are visiting me this month here in the West. Oh, cool. I bet you they're loving it, aren't they? Yeah. Parajubea are really nice palms. I think they call them kind of a mini coconut or something of the Andes, right? Also Syroxylon. So Parajubea torellii. My buddy Jeff has one in his garden in Victoria, and you can see it in the video I shot when we were there a few weeks back, and a really nice palm. So he got it for free out of somebody else's garden that had it in their garden for a few years with no protection in Victoria. But, you know, if the winter gets really bad, they're going to need some sort of protection. And I'm going to give it, I'll just hang some lights off of it. I don't think I'm going to wrap it or anything. I'm not going to get into too much of that stuff. I'm not too much into wrapping stuff up. It's too much fuss. So what I'll do, I can just string some Christmas lights around and plug them in. If the power goes out and it's cold, I guess it'll be doomed. I got to show them White Rock. Oh, yeah. White Rock. That's where Wendy came from. Wendy's from White Rock. She moved here from White Rock. And her mom and her sister and her nephews live up on the Sunshine Coast. And her ex-husband lives up on the Sunshine Coast. They've been up there. They bought there in the 1960s, 1969. And I spent a lot of time on the Sunshine Coast as well, because we had property on the Sunshine Coast. My parents bought in the 1950s, and they sold it in 1977 in Roberts Creek. They had 14 acres in Roberts Creek. It was absolutely beautiful on Flume Road, 3 houses up from the beach. So I spent a lot of time there growing up on the Sunshine Coast. And last time I was up there was a few years ago up at Wendy's mom's place. She's up in Secret Cove. Beautiful. She's looking at Texada and Thornaby Island right on the water. She's got an amazing place. Lots of palm trees. She grows some beautiful, beautiful palm trees up there. And, you know, there's tons of palm trees on the Sunshine Coast. Drive through Gibsons, or not Gibsons. They're in Gibsons, but drive through Davis Bay and Seashelt. There's lots of palm trees in Seashelt. The streets are lined with them. The main drag is lined with palm trees. And it's a great climate up there, the Sunshine Coast. Even though it's quite far north of here, the climate is amazing on the Sunshine Coast. It's beautiful. And if I didn't live on Salt Spring, I could live on the Sunshine Coast. I like Tofino and the Sunshine Coast. Those are the other two places I would live on our coast here for sure, out on Vancouver Island. So I can't wait to go back up there. I mean, people are traveling around here. Man, I took a picture of a plate from Illinois today. There's an Illinois vehicle on our island. And I mean, I see a lot of U.S. plates on our island because they have property here, but I saw Illinois today, so I took a picture of it. So I'll put it on my Instagram. Does Dickia have more or less? We have Dickia in our garden. We have, God, we must have half a dozen Dickia in our garden. So dry in the winter. dry, okay? You have to have them, otherwise if they're going to rot. So we have them in our cactus garden. We have some growing under Yucca gigantea and very fast draining soil. That's the key. It's fun to have both a condo in Surrey and a house in Roberts. It's fun to have both a condo in Surrey. Yeah, it'd be cool. Do you have a place in Roberts Creek? I mean, like I say, my mom and dad had a place there for years, and we had Flume Creek going right through our property. We used to fish in that creek, could drink the water out of that creek. We go get oysters on the beach. Yeah, I spent a lot. What's that? I don't know. But Roberts Creek is so beautiful. I remember when they used to film the Beachcombers up that area. I used to fish at Molly's Reach down on the dock in Gibson's, and you'd see Bruno Gerussi, you'd see the actor Relic, you'd see Huey. Yeah, my house up here in the creek. Oh, cool. So you're in Roberts Creek. Remember the Gumboot Cafe? It's still there, isn't it? Gumboot Cafe.
Cecilia Moon.
Cecilia Moon.
Yeah.
Do you know Cecilia Moon? Who's she?
That would be Bill's wife's sister.
Cool.
They live up there.
There's Roberts Creek's a great climate too.
Yeah.
Really easy to grow palms up there. Ours was a heavily forested mom and dad's property. They bought that property, I think it was 1957. They bought it for $3,200 in Roberts Creek. And then they sold it for $32,000 in 1977, and they bought here in 1978 on Salt Spring Island. But they're very drought tolerant. Yeah, like an agave palms. Yeah, I should do a video of mine. Yeah. No, you didn't miss anything, Bastard. Didn't miss anything. Yeah, but it still is cool. The Gumboot Cafe property. Yeah, it was 1957 though, Bastard. It's all relative. I mean, you think about it. In 1957, what were the wages? They're probably making what, 50 cents an hour or something, or $1 an hour. That was a long time ago. And then they sold it in 77. When they bought their first piece of property on Salt Spring in 1978, they bought 10 acres for $25,000, 25 grand. It was cheap, really cheap. But you know what?
On the coast, they paid $7,000.
Yeah, yeah. So Wendy's parents paid $7,000 on the Sunshine Coast in 1969. But it's all relative. Like I say, wages were a lot less. You know what I mean? Like you can't. I mean, what's the average house price on Salt Spring Island now? I mean, you can't even get a beater for under $500,000.
800,000.
800,000. So the average house price here is about 800,000 or more. Average. That's the low end. The low end of a house on Salt Spring is about 800,000. It's expensive here, you know, and we're fortunate. We have acreage, and I bought here a long time ago. So we have 2 acres here, and we're right across the street from the beach. So one day we're going to sell, and I hope somebody appreciates all the palm trees. But you know what? We like it here too much in this location, so we're going to be here for a while.
Yeah.
Do I got to change a board? I'm going to have to buy some boards.
Our deck is rotting.
Yeah, we got to change our deck.
Big expense.
Inflation sucks. It does. Bills suck. Inflation sucks. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. So anyway, I'm happy to be here on Salt Spring Island. But like I said, if I could live in Roberts Creek or anywhere on the Sunshine Coast, Davis Bay is beautiful. Wendy's sister used to have a B&B in Davis Bay. There's some beautiful palm trees in Davis Bay. I've shot some really nice videos of awesome palm trees in Davis Bay. Big palm trees in Davis Bay. Ones that have been there for, 50 years, right? So really good growing area right by the water. Drive down the main drag of Davis Bay and you will start to see some nice palm trees. And check out, like I say, the ones in Seashell. The very first tropical plant I ever got was in Trail Bay Mall in Seashell in 1970. It would have been the grand opening of Trail Bay Mall, and I think it was around December 1970. And what they were doing, we were in the mall on the Sunshine Coast, and they had all these potted plants out in the mall, I remember, in front of the store, and that was their appreciation thing, the grand openings. I got to pick out any tropical plant I wanted. They were like 4-inch tropicals. I picked out a Schefflera, and I had that Schefflera until the early 90s, until I moved here, and then I gave it away. It was like a tree. Yeah, the tall one in David a long time ago, and has been featured a lot of times. We used to talk about that in the Palm Society many, many moons ago. It's been there a long time, that tall one by the house, and I've shot videos of that. And then there's 3 growing by that hotel right on the main drag there in Davis Bay. And like I say, Wendy's mom's got lots of palm trees in her garden where she lives in Secret Cove. 2 big ones in front of the house, and a whole bunch of our locally grown, because I gave Wendy's son a bunch of seed from here. He grew them. He gave her little palms, and now they're big palms. She's got them all. They're big, aren't they? They're big. They're getting bigger now. Yeah. So Wendy's mom has a really nice palmy garden, and an,
like that big enough. I haven't been.
Yeah, they're probably what the ones from seed here are probably what 5-6 feet.
Yeah.
Probably 5-6 feet, and then the other ones are way taller. The ones in front of her house.
And then he started some from Steveston. He got seeds.
Oh, we got some from Steveston. Yeah, because there's palms in Steveston too. My old stomping grounds, because I used to live in Lulu Island, right? When I was a kid, I lived in Richmond, and I spent a lot of time in Steveston. Lots of time in Steveston. Used to ride my bike out there all the time. I went to Manoa Steves Elementary School, and I don't remember any palm trees growing out there then. There are lots of palm trees in Richmond, though, on Lulu Island. And it's nice to see them. I mean, they got great soil out there, so they grow so well, right? And here the problem is our climate's really good, but the soil really sucks. The boulevard in Seashelt near the yellow building with yeah, that's cool, eh? Yeah, isn't that nice? I've shot videos of that. I got videos of that for sure. You'd really like Dan. You'd really like Langford, Goldstream. We were there last week, and I shot some videos of Langford, which is Goldstream Avenue, and the whole avenue is lined with palm trees. It's palm trees from one end to the other, big Camarops palms. There's big cordylines, ceanothus, southern magnolias everywhere, but everywhere there's Trachycarpus palms, tall ones. They've been growing there for years, but the Camarops palms are freaking huge. And Camarops should actually grow really well on the Sunshine Coast. It's like I say, it's mild up there in the wintertime. And I wish I would have known about outdoor palms when I was a little kid. I would have planted some at Mom and Dad's place. Let's see that salad. Look at the salad Wendy just made. So Wendy just made this awesome salad, and she went to the market, and it's got beets, it's got raspberries, it's got sprouts, carrots, this, that, and the other, bok choy. So we're going to be eating that soon. So I'll go for another maybe 13, 14 more minutes here. Then I'll pull the plug and eat some of that salad, and then we're going to have some pasta. Love pasta. But yeah, there's some pretty tall ones around. The tallest palms I know of on the coast are actually, the tallest one I know of on the coast is in Tofino. And there's a really tall one in Victoria. Some really tall ones in Victoria. Sable's Cassarianum's doing good. I water it maybe 2 times a week, something like that, the Sable Cassarium. Langford is awesome. It's so palmy. I got Mediterranean climate down there, similar to Tawasin. Cool. Yeah, it's got yeah, it does, but it's even milder than Tawasin. Victoria is even drier and milder than Tawasin. Same with here on the Gulf Islands. We're milder and drier. So if you think it's dry in Tawasin, come out here to the Gulf Islands. We get less rain than Tawasin, and we don't get any outflow winds, which is nice too. So no cold winter winds, and but Tawasin is a very palmy place. I mean, the main drags are lined with palm trees. There's tons of palm trees in Tawasin. It is a great climate. There's no doubt. So Sable Cassarium is doing very well. It's been in the ground for years. And yeah, they grow slow this far north. Somebody just posted a picture of John Spalding's in Seattle that was planted in 1989. Dave Alvarez posted a picture in my Facebook group, People Who Love Palm Trees, of John's Sable, and it's big. It is big. I remember when I was there in 97, it was quite a bit smaller, but it is a big Sable Cassarium in Seattle. Yeah. Got a bit. Just walked out and got bit. You got bit? What did you get bit by? A mosquito? I'm thinking about visiting Salt Spring Island in a year or two from Chicago. Cool. You know what I saw today? I saw a plate on a vehicle, and I talked to the lady. She is from Illinois. She had Illinois plates on her vehicle, and she works here. She was actually working in the market, and she works on a farm here. So she must have just moved here. I've never seen her before. Beautiful lady, and she had a Honda CR-V with Illinois plates on it. Cool. Land of Lincoln. I bet they say the Victoria. Yeah, it's pretty warm. Tofino's a little bit milder. In the wintertime, it's definitely milder in Tofino, there's no doubt. But I think James Bay it's pretty mild too if you get down into James Bay. It is an impressive drive. Very impressive. There's a lot of U.S. plates on Salt Spring Island. A lot of U.S. plates. They have property here, but this gal, like I say, she works in a farm, and she was working in the Tuesday Farmers Market. Cicadas are swarming like nuts. Wow, yeah, we don't have those here, I don't think. Cool. It would be like desert. DC is the heart of summer. Cool. Yeah, we don't have those. Do they eat plants or anything? I think it would. Well, you know what's like a desert is yeah, Victoria's not like a desert. It's Mediterranean climate. It's very green, very lush, lots of palm trees, lots of exotic plants everywhere you look, lots of cordylines. There's palm trees all over the public landscape in Victoria. I mean, you drive through Victoria and you see palm trees everywhere. As soon as you get off the ferry, actually at the ferry terminal, there's huge cordylines, and then once you start driving, you start to see palm trees everywhere. You don't even have to look hard to see a palm tree in Victoria. And then you drive up island, you see them in Nanaimo. They're all over Nanaimo. You see a few in Duncan. Duncan's a bit colder. You get over to Tofino on the west coast. There's lots of cordylines. More cordylines than palm trees, that's for sure. So yeah, Victoria is a Mediterranean type climate, right? So they got the Olympic Mountains. They're in the Olympic Mountain rain shadow. I think they're around 28 to 30 inches annually rainfall. I saw a video of Blaine washing. There's some palms public, but I'm amazed that there's actually palms growing in Blaine because I can get pretty cold there at times. I used to go to Blaine a lot, and we go down to Vista Pizza and fill up with gas because I lived in southwest corner of Langley. Wendy lived in White Rock, and I wasn't that far from White Rock, so we'd just go across the Pacific border crossing, and or Peace Arch, and then we go down into Blaine, and we go have pizza, and we'd fill up with gas. And I don't ever remember seeing palms back then, but I'm sure there's probably some now. Yeah, and it does get colder there in Bellingham. I remember in the '89 freeze in front of Bellis Fair, the Photineas were frozen. The leaves were defoliated. Photinia fraseri. It gets problem is they get outflow winds. They get a lot of outflow winds coming from the valley, right? And that causes a lot of damage to BLEs. It desiccates the leaves. I know I used to put up with that a lot in Langley. Lots of hey, B Rosie, how's it going? Good to see you in there, Betty. Betty is in the house, folks. Say hi to Betty. Betty is in the house, and say hi to Clive too. So anyway, yeah. So it can get those outflow winds in Bellingham, and I would think that Blaine might be subject to outflow winds as well. So outflow winds can be pretty killer. They live for 17 years as nymphs sucking on tree root sap and then oh yeah, they live in the ground, right? Palms USA. That's pretty cool. Do they make some pretty cool noises, or are they just these big wild bugs? I don't know. I don't think we have any of those things around here on Salt Spring Island. We have praying mantis. There's some praying mantis, but I've yet to see one. Hummingbirds flying around here right now. Oh, there's a hummingbird right here just buzzing around. Maybe he'll come into view. Types, but not those. Yeah, we don't have any of those. So BC is slightly warmer than Washington. No, I wouldn't say that, but parts of BC are, and parts of Washington. You get to Seattle, totally balmy and palmy. Get out to the Washington coast, but for some reason, Blaine and Bellingham, they're subject to outflow cold Arctic outflow winds in a really cold winter, right? And that causes a lot of damage to plants. And even White Rock is too, believe it or not. White Rock can get outflow winds. So I'll tell you a story. There's a condo complex they made down on Bona Vista back in the 1980s called the Palms. The condo complex was called the Palms. So they planted about 16 palm trees there. And 1989, we had a really bad freeze, early February 89. It took out a few of those palm trees. I think there's only about, out of the 16 palms they planted there, I think there's only about 3 or 4 palm trees that are still alive at that complex. That's how cold it can get in White Rock. So there are lots of palms in White Rock, but the best ones are planted out of the wind. And we had a Palm Society member. What the hell? What's his name? Really nice. Walter, Russian guy, Walter Shostovsky. And I remember he planted 2 palms in his front yard. It would have been in 1984, just 2 small windmill palms. And he used to put straw or it was pine boughs around them to get them through these winters. These things are huge now, and they're on the west side of his house. So the house blocks out. He died a long time ago, but the house blocks out the cold winds. And he had an amazing cactus patch. He had an amazing Torii yucca, this huge Torii yucca, but unbelievable cactus. And I got cactus from him years ago, and I got some yuccas from him. And during the Palm Society, when we go to a Palm Society meeting, I'd drive out there from Langley, and I'd pick him up, and I'd take him to Van Dusen Gardens to the meeting, and then I'd drop him off when I was done. really nice old guy. And those palm trees probably have 20, 25 feet of trunk on them now. When I planted my palms, I dug up tons of nymphs. Oh, that's cool. That's pretty wild. Very cool. None of the 17 here must. Oh, is that right, eh? Sandy. How many cacti are in BC? Well, there's native cactus in BC. We have native cactus here on Salt Spring Island. We have native Puncha fragilis. I don't know how many species are native in BC, but I've harvested and I collected cactus in the wild in Cache Creek, Lillooet, and also Kamloops. I've taken it in the wild. It grows in Vernon, Osoyoos, Oliver. It grows all over in the desert regions. But on Salt Spring Island, we have native sedum spathifolium. It's blooming right now on the rocks on the beach. And then we have native Opuntia fragilis cactus. And then there's also this other sedum that grows, but I'm not too sure if it's native, but it grows in the wild like the sedum spathifolium. And it's a pretty cool succulent too. So sedum spathifolium is stone crop. Seattle, I remember the warm early into the felt like yeah, Seattle is a great climate, and it's just a little over 100 miles south of here, and you can grow a lot of cool things in Seattle. They get the heat too. What? The desert in British Columbia is actually quite amazing. Sagebrush, cactus, and rattlesnakes. Go to Osoyoos, go to Oliver, Penticton, Vernon, Kamloops, Cherry Creek, Lillooet, Cache Creek. It's really dry and hot there. Lytton, I don't know if you class Lytton as desert, but it's very, very hot in Lytton in the summer. Milder than Victoria. I wouldn't say it is. I'm going to say the all-time low temperatures might be similar to Victoria. And whatever they grow, we can seem to grow here too. So it's the ocean that does it, right? It's definitely the ocean around us that makes us very similar. We can see Seattle from Salt Spring Island. You can see the lights of Seattle from the highest mountains on the south end of Salt Spring. You can also see Mount Rainier, because I've seen it from the south end mountains. You get to the top of the mountains, you can see Mount Rainier southeast of Seattle. Before awesome place. Yeah, I've flown to Seattle, and I left. I flew from Vancouver to Seattle, and then en route to Honolulu. Only deep in the city. Yeah. So anyway, Seattle's a great city. I love it. I saw the Rolling Stones in Seattle. You know that? When I was 17, I went down there in October 1981, and I saw the Rolling Stones. Jay Giles opened up for them, and Greg Kihn. And I saw Greg Kihn another time, and I saw Jay Giles another time too. Really, you could see the buildings. Not the buildings. You can see the lights. Yeah, you betcha. We're only just a little over 100 miles. I think it's just a little over 100 miles as the crow flies, directly north of Seattle. How did I meet Wendy? Actually, we met on a beach path. I work for the Parks Department, and we look after the beaches here and stuff. So I was putting gravel on a beach path. I think that's what it was. And she came walking down. I saw this hot-looking chick walk down with this hot-looking mom, and I was just minding my own business, raking out the gravel. And then, of course, I don't know if I was Chatty Cathy or she was Chatty Cathy. We started chatting, and it was really weird because I started talking about exotic plants, and then she asked me if she says, I think she said, "Are you a Banana Joe?" And I said, "Yeah, that's what they call me." And she said, and then it was weirdest thing, she had my business card in her car for years, and then we had just met. So that was just about around close to 10 years ago, something like that. Yeah. When I went there, did you see the Stones there, Dan? Cool. LA is almost desert. It's like true. Oh, it is. LA is unreal. You know what? Everything you see in LA pretty much has been introduced, right? It was barren wasteland before they brought in irrigation and stuff. So there's no palm trees native to LA. They're all introduced. The palm trees are native to the southwestern desert, right? California fan palms, Washingtonia flifera, all those exotic plants you see in LA, except of course Romney culturi and Fremontodendron and probably California lilac, where everything else was introduced, right? I saw Green Day in Auburn. Oh, cool. I like Green Day. I remember that band. Green Day. Right on. I'm trying to think. They had some really big hit songs too, right? Green Day. They were a good band. I saw some huge eucalyptus devs looped up. Oh, cool. And it doesn't surprise me that rainbow gum would grow in LA. You know what I mean? They can grow everything in LA. Has more people than it should be. Yeah. California has over 30 million people, And I think Canada has, what, 35 million people or something like that. Yeah, I like Green Day. I haven't heard of their music for a long time. Weezer's good too. I like Weezer. And I'm just trying to think of the other bands from the 80s. I like Collective Soul and Moist. There was Bush. There was all these bands from the. I'm thinking of the bands from the 80s. What's that song? Who sings "Pretty Fly for a White Guy"? "Pretty Fly for a White Guy." Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Right? Who were those guys? Offspring. They were good too. It was a fun concert. California has 39 million. Unbelievable. Yes, California has more people. Bigger population. Canada's bigger in size, but more people in California. It was a fun concert. I saw a concert. Oh, that's cool. Oh, Wendy's got the food. I'm gonna have to call her quits. This is look at this. Look at this dinner she made here. Okay, so Wendy made. Sorry, folks. I'm Italian and I like pasta.
Oh, puccini.
How did we meet, Wendy? They're asking how we met. Was I Chatty Cathy? Did I start talking to you? Or did you start talking to me?
Yeah. On a trail. You were actually at work.
I was on a trail. I was working.
First time Joe meets lots of women every day.
She says Joe meets lots of women every day.
Every day.
I met some nice women today, but yeah. I can't tell Wendy about all the women I meet at work.
He meets lots.
They were really nice women. I was mowing the park and they were watching me mow. And then she came up to me after and said something to me, which was really nice. So I said, "Oh, okay."
What'd she say to you?
She said something really nice. And I took it as a compliment. She says, did you notice me oogling you? And I go,
"Oh my God."
That's what she said. And I said, "No, I didn't. I was mowing." She says, "Well, I was oogling you." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Yeah. Say sorry.
No, I said, I'm.
Can't tell my wife that.
I didn't say I had a wife. Here.
Of course you didn't.
All right, guys, I better cut this live stream short.
Yeah, is that the one?
Because Wendy wants to slap me in the side of the head right now.
No.
I tell her everything.
Well, that's nice. You got a compliment.
You're Italian. I'm Chile. Oh, Chile and sweet. Oh, good palm trees in Chile. Yeah, I like all food. I'm a foodie.
There's lots of single women on this island.
There is a lot. If any of you guys are single, there's lots of single women on this island. I'm not single, so you know what? I really don't even talk to women.
You do too.
No, I can't talk to them. But if you guys are looking for a girlfriend, come to Salt Spring. There's like 2 or 3 single women for every guy.
No.
It's really easy.
I don't know why.
Really easy to get a date here. Yeah, you should visit. So, California is population slower than Canada, though. Canada, I wonder. Yeah, it seems to be growing a lot, Canada. But there's still a lot of wide empty space where nobody wants to live, because I sure in heck don't want to live in the Arctic. Everybody lives closer to the border. I think most people like to live closer to the U.S. border. But this is really good. It's really awesome. Anyway, guys, I better let you go because I better eat this dinner, and then I got to chit chat with my beautiful wife. She went, Is that good? Okay, so you guys take care, and yeah, have a great night. I definitely think of Miami, Cuba, Europe when I see Canada, U.S. beaches. Like, yeah, Delta and Tawasin, there's some nice beaches. And even in White Rock, too, there's a nice beach. White Rock Beach. I like when they have the sandcastle. Okay, have a great night there, you guys. It is 6:30 something here, 6:32, and it's still nice and warm out here, so we're going to eat this dinner. Wendy made an awesome dinner. She's an awesome gal. And you know what? We're celebrating our 5-year wedding anniversary this year, end of November. November 30th. No, was it the 30th? It was the 30th. November 30th, 2016. On Maui. We got Maui'd.
10 years.
Yeah. Okay, take care, you guys, and have a good one. See you, Best Star, and Dan the Clutch Man, and Palms USA, and Mac Attack. And I don't know if I missed Palm Tree Dude. Have a great night. Thanks for joining in the live stream, and stay tuned for a live stream from the palm we're going to be planting soon enough. It's a pretty cool palm. You got to see it. So, and we'll keep you updated on how it's going to do in the winter and what we're going to do for it in the wintertime to make this thing survive if it gets ugly cold, because we are in Canada and none of this stuff should be growing here in Canada, right? There should be no palm trees here, but there are in this part of Canada. All right, take care. And Benjamin as well. Space Banjo. Cheers to you all. Ending stream. Cheers and aloha. Yeah, thanks, Palms USA. Take care out there, and have a great day. And let us know how it goes after your next little job there. Cheers to you. Stay safe. And I always appreciate you guys in there. You guys are awesome. Overpriced living too. Yeah, it is overpriced here. There's no doubt it's expensive. Living is expensive. Just generally to live is expensive, right? Food is very expensive and gas is expensive here on the islands. Cheers to you. The price to pay to live on an island, right? Everything's got to be voted to us. All right. All right. Take care. Thanks, Palms USA. Take care, buddy. Good to see you in there. Cheers to you.